from the most impossible escape shot in Masters history to a hole-in-one so outrageous you won't believe it's real. These are the most genius golf shots ever recorded. It's sudden death in the 2012 Masters playoff at Augusta National, and Bubba Watson has just pulled his drive deep into the trees right off the 10th fairway. 164 yards from the flag, pine straw, trees everywhere, and a decision that pretty much everyone watching had already written off as impossible.
Did it hook? Oh, what a shot! Look at it.
The greatest escape shot in golf history also happened to be the most important one, because 2 putts later, Bubba was a Masters champion. But he's not the only champion to pull off a miracle. It's Saturday at the 2010 US Open, and Tiger Woods is back at Pebble Beach for the first time since he won there by 15 shots a decade earlier. There had been a lot of scandalous activity in the months prior, and everyone wants to know if he's still got game. He's 260 yards out, right behind a tree, with the Pacific Ocean lurking on the left. He reaches for his 3-wood and takes dead aim at a fairway throat barely 10 yards wide.
Swipe trying to get the ball to go left to right. Tiger Woods is back, and he is challenging.
7th birdie of the day, a 66 on the card. And for anyone still asking whether the old Tiger turned up, that was your answer. And 9 years later, he'd go ahead and show his genius once again. It's the second round of the 2019 WGC Mexico, and Woods finds himself buried in the right fairway bunker on the par 4 ninth, 135 yards from the pin. A tree's blocking the direct route, and going high isn't really an option. So, what do you do?
Look at that finish. This is Tiger the artist.
Wow! What a shot! Just ricochets back toward the hole.
The following year, the club installed a commemorative plaque next to that bunker, because apparently even a par is worth celebrating when Tiger's the one making it look like that. But trust me, Tiger's not the only one with a trick up his sleeve. It's the 17th hole at Robert Trent Jones Golf Club for the 2025 Live Virginia event. Phil Mickelson's ball is awkwardly sat real close to a bunker. He's got no clean stance, no real angle, and no obvious line to the pin. So Phil does something only he'd be able to cook up. The most outrageous part? This wasn't even the first time he'd tried it.
Well, he's got a lot of nerve and a lot of imagination. Green is behind him. That doesn't stop Phil. That's why he's so exciting to watch.
30 years he's had that over-the-head flop shot in his back pocket. Let that sink in. The creativity doesn't stop there, though, because at the 2021 Arnold Palmer Invitational at Bay Hill, Bryson DeChambeau stunned everyone at the par 5 6th hole. Instead of playing around the notorious lake like everyone else does, he decides he's just gonna go full send, straight across, right from the tee.
In competition in the history of this event.
And that's where he's
Crazy! That sort of carry is something most of us can only dream about. Oh, and he did it twice.
And that's where it's headed.
Same tournament, same hole, same result. At some point, it stops being a gamble and starts being a statement. And speaking of statements, make one of your own by liking the video and subscribing to the channel if you've been entertained. Because let's be real, it doesn't get more entertaining than Gary Woodland at the 2023 PGA Championship. The man found himself in a greenside bunker on the par 4 6th at Oak Hill, one of the hardest holes in the entire tournament. The thing is though, he's in what has to be the worst possible spot in that bunker. His only move is to improvise, and man oh man does he ever.
All right, back with the sand wedge in hand.
A 5-wood and a sand wedge to make par out of a bunker? I doubt he's practiced that before. But he's not the only one that's pulled off some wizardry never attempted before. Because on the 13th green at the 2020 Afrasia Bank Mauritius Open, Sebastian Soderberg faced one of the strangest obstacles you'll ever see on a putting surface. A bunker sitting smack in the middle of his ball and the pin. He could putt around it, but instead he channels his inner Happy Gilmore.
I'll just beat him now.
Good luck.
He reaches for the wedge, and he goes for it.
thing is, you know, you're trying to just skim the surface.
There'd be divots for days if that was me. My hands would be shaking like crazy. Thankfully, he was able to see the hole, unlike Phil Mickelson back at the 2002 Tour Championship at Eastlake. He'd hit a terrible shot from the tee and had a literal house between him and the green. Do you play back out onto the fairway and go around? Or do you risk it for the biscuit? I'll let you guess what he chose.
That's a joke.
Honestly, it's no wonder that he's been inducted into golf's Hall of Fame. And I could definitely say that for this next guy too. It's the 1999 Tour Championship at Champions Golf Club in Houston. And the GOAT is back, staring at a lie on the 15th where a literal rock is sitting exactly where his swing needs to go. He doesn't want to take a drop, and he doesn't want to declare it unplayable. So he does what any reasonable person would do, I think.
He's got to be very careful here.
If I show you this nasty little rock, it will hopefully make you grin and not make you wince.
Well, next time I want to cut it in half. I'm going to hit it harder.
Thanks, Tiger.
It's honestly crazy that he was able to play through that pain. Genuine champion mentality. And whether you want to call it genius or stubbornness, Tiger went on to win the tournament by 4 shots, so he had the last laugh. And to close things out, we're at the 2002 Alfred Dunhill Championship at Houghton Golf Club in Johannesburg. There's an Audi TT on offer for a hole-in-one on the par 3 15th, and James Kingston is next in line for a crack at it.
I was going to try and hit a 4-iron just right of the flag and let the wind move it in a little bit, right to left. But as I hit it, the ball came off left, and I was actually disgusted. So I started walking off the tee, and it was just a few seconds, and I heard my caddy shout something. I think what made it so special is the fact that it was a fluke. It was an absolute fluke.
Let's be real. If that was any one of us, we'd be claiming that shot was 100% intentional. It was an absolute masterstroke, a genius at work. The man needs to work on his salesmanship. But there you have it. 10 genius shots where creativity, nerve, and a little bit of madness produced something unforgettable. Drop your pick for the best one in the comments and let me know which amazingly genius shots we should include in the next video. And if you want to see that on full display straight from the tee, we've got the holes in one covered with this video right here.